What's going on, guys, and welcome to this video. We're going to start it off with a pretty epic car show. We're down at Glenelg at All Japan Day. It's going to be pretty massive. There's so many cars down here. I'll take you for a bit of a stroll through the cars and check it out. Alright, as I said, we are down at All Japan Day here in South Australia. This is a yearly show of predominantly JDM cars. As you can see, there's some pretty wild cars down here. It's usually a really good display of local cars. People do come from interstate to show their cars here as well. I'm pretty sure this is probably one of the biggest shows in Australia for pure JDM cars, which is really cool. All Japan Day is usually held at the start of the year, and all of the shows that I've ever known and been to for All Japan Day have always attracted a massive crowd of cars and also viewers as well. As far as I'm aware, the show's been going on since back in 2008, I believe. I think one of the good things about this show is that they are fairly strict on who they let into the show and fairly picky. So they're not just letting, a bunch of standard cars in here. It's really worth going down to check out the quality of the cars that are down at the show. There's tons of really nice cars, especially this R34 four-door, which has been resprayed in Millennium Jade with the GDR front. This thing was absolutely beautiful, and I did spend a lot of time walking around and checking it out. Overall, All Japan Day was an absolute success in my eyes. The quality of cars was just unreal, and it was really enjoyable with tons of food, and we were really lucky this year that we had a really nice day to go down and have a look at the cars as well. But Ollie and I both really enjoyed the show, and we went and had lunch down the beach as well, which is really good. All Japan Day was free to get in. It's down on the reserve at Glenelg here in South Australia. This year they had two reserves, or two big ovals full of cars, which was pretty epic. But it is free to get in, which makes it pretty attractive for taking a family down and checking it out. What's going on, guys? All right, we are down at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival. This thing is going to be absolutely insane today. There's so many hypercars and exotic cars here. Drifting, Formula One cars, the 787B, Bugatti, everything's going to be here today. Got the birds in the background. I don't got much else to say, except I'm going to show you some footage of me and Ollie here cruising around, and we should be enjoying it. It should be good. We started off the day going to check out some of the drift exhibition stuff that was on. It was absolutely crazy seeing these guys throw it down this track. This track was set up really well. I think the drifting was probably one of the highlights of the day for me and Ollie for sure. Check this out. I think something really cool about this Adelaide Motorsport Festival was the fact that all of the garages were open to all the public, so everyone could really cruise right in and have a real close look and touch and feel some of the cars that I guess you would never normally see in a situation other than this, which was really cool. Now, these next cars were on a completely new level. Nothing like I've ever seen in person before. Ollie and I's jaws were both on the ground checking out these cars. The Bugatti and the two Paganis were just unbelievable to see. The workmanship in these cars is absolutely crazy, and the sounds they made, just wait until you hear the sounds in a sec.
We've got the Brab VT62, a couple of Paganis, and of course
seeing these cars working and running and racing around the track in real time and then just cruising through the pits and have them park up right next to you was just a crazy experience. Being able to see these things fresh off the track, you can hear all the noises, all the crackling, all the engine fans, everything. Just, yeah, it was just speechless to be able to see that in person. Seeing Craig Lowndes drive this Wyra around like it was a stolen car was definitely a sight to see. He was definitely pushing the car a lot harder than whoever was driving the Zonda R. Next up, we stopped in and checked out these restored R32 GDRs from Bathurst. Bathurst is obviously a pretty famous Australian race, and one of these cars in particular had a pretty massive crash and has been fully restored back to its former glory, which is definitely really, really cool to see. All three of these cars had a pretty big part to play in Bathurst history, with the 32 GDRs winning Bathurst in 91 and 92 from memory. We were going to go check out the 767B, the Mazda Le Mans car, which I think between that and the 787B, everybody has heard of at some stage. This thing was absolutely insane, like all the other cars, to see in person, and hearing it on the track was just mind-blowing.
So we'll come on to that in a minute, but here is the
Well, that is the Adelaide Motorsport Festival all done and dusted. As you can see, that was an absolutely insane thing to see. All those cars that you'd never dream of seeing all together in one spot was pretty amazing. What was your favourite car?
Probably one of the Paganis, probably.
The Paganis. The sound of the Pagani was just